Hey everyone, it's Siddharth here coming to you with a brand new video on my channel. If you're visiting my channel for the very first time, please ensure you click on the subscribe button on the bottom right. And if you're a regular visitor and you want to know when a new video has been released, you can just click on the bell icon that is also next to the subscribe button and you'll receive notifications when I have a new video. So today's topic is, what does the Burj Khalifa have to do with your consistency in 2020? So if you're at a point now towards the end of the year in December 2019 where you're really thinking about your plans for 2020 and you've really been wondering about some of the plans you've been wanting to lay out for the new year, because normally that what happens in this particular time of the year, you may have started thinking about certain aspects that were perhaps not very consistent for you in this particular year. Now, I certainly felt one of the key areas that I really struggled with in 2019 was actually being consistent. And when I started thinking about ways one could actually sort of create the platform for consistency, regardless of what aspect of your life it is, I really came across an example that I really thought felt and kind of encompassed every aspect of what makes a person consistent. And I was, thinking that perhaps these are the attributes that could actually help you sort of become more consistent in 2020. So why the Burj Khalifa? Well, the Burj Khalifa, if you don't know, it's the tallest man-made building in the world. It's located in Dubai, and you can actually go and Google about how tall it is, etc. But I felt the Burj Khalifa actually represented three specific aspects that relate a lot to achieving consistency as a person, and I'm hoping these aspects will actually help you as a person as well. So the first thing is that the Burj Khalifa actually represents a vision. Now, if you think about the vision of actually creating the world's tallest man-made building, that is something that it was striven for as a vision by the city of Dubai and the government of Dubai. So if you think about your own kind of life, if there's something specific that perhaps you want to achieve in the year 2020, so let's just say, for example, there was a particular business that you've been really wanting to build, and there's some specific aspects about that business that sort of fit into your vision of what it should be. So if you start outlining that specific vision for 2020 in terms of the business that you want to build, it'll obviously help you in terms of creating the foundation for achieving consistency in the new year. And this obviously can be applied to anything else. So you might have a vision for some other aspect of your life that is very particular to you, and you want to obviously achieve that. So having a great vision is really important, because that vision helps you focus. Whenever you have points, during your journey when you're trying to achieve whatever is your specific goal that relates to that vision, there are going to be times when you're going to find it tough. And the same would have happened for, perhaps the building of the Burj Khalifa. There would have been a lot of different obstacles, but if it wasn't for the grand vision, then it would have been harder, obviously, to achieve that aspect of completing the building of that specific building. And that's why it's really important that, when you have a vision, it'll actually help you, sort of remind you of what it is you're trying to achieve, and it kind of becomes like a compass for you to achieve that specific vision within 2020. So once you've got the vision, then the second aspect is, which would have been very important in terms of building something like the Burj Khalifa, is having a plan. Now, a plan basically has different components to it. So for example, when it comes to the Burj Khalifa, it'll be obviously the design plan, which will actually lay out the whole infrastructure, the structure, the different components that make up the building of the Burj Khalifa. So obviously, without a proper plan in place, it's very hard for you to then sort of look at ways to build towards that vision of yours. And by having a plan, let's say you had a plan that was focused on small steps for a week, a month, maybe 6 months, 3 months, etc. By actually following that plan to the T itself that you've drawn out, then you, in a sense, will be creating a process of consistency. So If you don't have a plan in place, then it becomes very hard, because then you start changing your strategies. You might find you become very random in your way of employing certain strategies. So to give you an example, if I was to build an online business which I wanted to pay me, $3,000 in passive income per month, obviously trying to achieve the $3,000 per month within the first month might actually be out of line, because there's certain aspects that need to be considered. So a better way basically is then to see, okay, how could I actually break it down in smaller ways, where actually, perhaps I'm looking at initially building $500 in passive income per month for the first 3 months. Then the following 3 months, I might be looking at 1,000, and so forth. And by following that plan, I'll be able to more consistently, obviously, approach towards that vision of building that business where it pays me $3,000 in passive income per month. And then the final attribute that I think is very important is your milestones. So within the plan itself, going back to the Burj Khalifa example, there would have been certain milestones that would have been set within certain intervals or time periods. And the reason those milestones are important are because without achieving that specific milestone, it's very difficult then to move to the next step, which obviously leads you to the next milestone. So if we think of the Burj Khalifa, now I'm making assumptions here, but there may have been milestones in terms of building a certain number of floors up until a certain point of time. And then once that was completed, then going on to the next sort of level of floors to be built, and so on. And by doing that, so if you think of kind of like a Lego structure, by building those blocks step by step and saying at a particular point, this is where you want to change so that you get to the next level, that in itself becomes your milestone. So very important to have those milestones in place, because without the milestones as well, you're not really sure, if your consistency is being paid off in the sense that you've achieved that specific milestone. By doing that, then what you're ensuring is that you've obviously, one, achieved those milestones, but secondly, you are still continuing on the path of consistency that is very important for your vision. So to basically go over those attributes quickly, one is you need to have a vision in terms of what you want to achieve for the new year. The second is to ensure you've got a concrete plan that works towards that vision, because that plan itself is going to help you take steps that are consistent steps, and thereby you become consistent. And the final attribute is to have milestones. So those milestones are key achievements within the plan itself that you formulated, so that you know that you're slowly progressing towards that vision that you've created for 2020. So I hope those specific aspects really help you start developing a plan for being consistent in 2020. And I would urge you to watch my other video that will pop up now, where you can learn about a particular opportunity. And this is an opportunity that is actually helping me obviously build some consistency in terms of specific aspects of my life. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button below, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care. Bye.